Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Shereen's World. So we live, okay? Because I wanted to come back live and show y'all my video from 2019. It's just a little snippet of a video I did with the RISE program back in 2020 when I went and survived a 2019 domestic relationship. But also, before I broke down my 2019 domestic relationship, I also kind of spoke about how, I went through a situation with my youngest son's father, which is, my youngest son's father. I just needed to come for counseling. So I went through the rise the first time for like counseling or so. And then I came to them in 2019, for DV shelter for a domestic relationship. And then also I went to them in 2025 for a domestic slash narcissistic abuse relationship. Okay. But this story right here is the only touching based on my 2019 domestic violence relationship because I did a video with the rise. And also there are other women in here. I believe there's like one other woman in here, lady in here. She's anonymous, I believe around that time she was going through her situation or probably coming out of her situation. It does not matter. You understand? I prefer to, be public, have my name out there because I survived and I felt like, I had the power, I had the strength to take on whatever it was to take on. So, shout out to all the wonderful ladies that did inbox me around that time when the video did get posted out and stuff. I really appreciate every one of you guys. If you ever come across this video, I did share this video on my Facebook page as well. It's called Domestic Violence and Narcissistic Relationships I Survived. Okay. And also, shout out to my new subscriber. Whoever you are, shout out to you. Hit the like button, comment in here so I can shout you out, whoever you are that just subscribed to my channel. I really, really greatly appreciate you. That means you want to join the movement. You understand. Listen, I appreciate you. Welcome to Shrines World, okay? So shout out to my new subscriber, whoever you are. I really appreciate you. And I hope you're having a blessed night when you see this video. But let's get back into this. So yes, this video is what I did in 2020, okay? I went through a domestic situation in 2019, and I'm just sharing what I went through in 2020 right here. So let's get into this. This is the Rise. Shout out to the Rise, okay? We're gonna get into it. Rise. I had a situation with my youngest son's father the first time I ever known about this. Um, and I was told that I needed counseling. So I came in for counseling at first. And I met with one of the counselors and I went through my counseling with her. And then years went by and I ended up dating this guy that started abusing me. That day, I was being threatened with a gun to my head, me and my children. And from there was the last straw I pulled. So he put his hands on me and tried to bury me alive. If I don't do something and start the process, I'm only giving him more time to kill me. I was just used and abused and thrown out and lied to and anything that you could possibly imagine is done. There's financial abuse, the whole thing. And you feel a lot of shame and guilt of like, how did myself get to this point? I found Rise because I knew it existed through networking, in school and in my professional career. Rise's mission is to assist families who experience and are threatened by domestic violence to educate the community about this pervasive issue. It's so important in the community because of like all the services we offer. We do offer your comprehensive services. We have shelter, advocacy, counseling, community education. It's really everything that a victim could need. That's what I needed. It was just that no judgment, you're safe here. When we're helping a victim, we're not just helping a victim, we're helping the entire family because research tells us that when children are exposed to domestic violence, they replicate that in their own relationships. I wanted to break that cycle for my family and my son. He got the brunt of it too because things were taken out on him.
terms of having to move and not understanding why mommy was sad all the time and why she couldn't get out of bed in the morning and why did he have to leave his school because all of those things were in effect of the snow.
The first thing that came to my mind was my children. I wanted to protect them and make sure that nothing happened to them.
Advocates assist with a whole range of things. They help with referrals to community resources. They kind of provide education about the dynamics of family violence, and they also help with different various points in the community, such as like the court system, police advocacy, child protective services, and DSS advocacy. I love helping people. I like to see people thrive and do well and succeed.
Being a great advocate for my court appearances, both in family court and in criminal court, helping me filing certain things and different programs that I didn't even know existed, like, through the Office of Victim Services and stuff. Things that I'd never known existed unless I come here and had somebody say, like, even if you don't feel like you can't fight for yourself, like, I'll still be here to help you.
When I contacted Rise, I met with an advocate and a few other women that brought me into a shelter. And they talked about a lot of things, how to be safe and how to keep a lot of bad things away from you and things like that.
We do have victims that come in just looking for shelter, and then they realize, oh, we provide all these other things that can really help them. Like a lot of times, it is so difficult to navigate the family court system. So with the help of an advocate who can, be there for you, help communicate with your attorney, help you get an attorney, help you through every court appointment and explain what's going on for you, that's so valuable. And as well as like the counseling services, sometimes you get people that don't feel like they need it, but they try it out and they're like, this is really helping.
When I was in the shelter, we went to groups. It showed us the circle of the pattern of what do you start seeing in the beginning. It starts out really sweet and then it works its way around.
A lot of people will say they don't know about our services. But it's huge. A lot of people, oh, I didn't know you existed. I didn't know you could help us with this. And it's for me, it's eye-opening.
From the moment you walked in these doors, and feeling just vulnerable and shame and having that safety and just being able to relax your shoulders walking into these stores is wonderful.
At first, I felt very alone, kind of scared a little bit, but knowing being around other women that were in the same situation, and there were wonderful people there to help me get through what I was going through, I think I had a beautiful experience there.
It just kind of like opens up a new world for you when you're able to not have to worry about what you're going home to.
I just get to be me, myself, without no one trying to tear me down. And if someone else is out there trying, I don't allow them to, but I just have this positive thing in my head that just says you can, you can do it. So
my schooling has excelled at grades, it excelled being a mom. I've been so much more attentive. I laugh a lot more. I mean, I've been doing more physical activity, and we've traveled so much over the last summer, and even just through the circumstances of COVID alone, like that is difficult to navigate as well, but also really being a single mom for the first time. I mean, you're really breathing again.
yeah, so that's the story, guys. That is my story from you know 2019. It ain't all of it, but that was just a little bit of it. And I wanted to come up here and share it with you guys to let y'all know it's real out here. So when I tell you I dealt with domestic violence, I dealt with domestic violence, especially a relationship, and it was not fun. I'm telling you, in the beginning it was all peachy and cool. And that person wasn't a narcissist, you know. Everything was cool, everything was right. But then down the road, you start seeing things that try to keep you away from family, that start isolating you. They pop up at jobs, they put their hands on you. You just see them get angry for no reason. Like it's just a lot of things that, especially in that situation, that I can talk about as well, that was like really gut wrenching. Okay. That I wouldn't wish nobody to go through. Not even my worst enemy should go through anything like that, okay? And that's why I'm so happy that that person is doing prison time, okay? He is doing some double-digit prison time, alrighty, for that and for other things that he had going on in his personal life of his personal self, okay? Like I said, this story made the news, all right? It made the news all over in the county that I live in. So anytime that person does go to a court for anything for that, it does reach back out to the news again. Okay. It is all over the internet. It's all in the news clips. It's all like, it was embarrassing. Like around that time, I did not even want to come outside. So I'm so happy that they didn't like put my name out there or my kids or anything like that. You understand me? But if you know, like, oh, we know who exactly, you know, girl and kids. So listen, if you experience in a domestic violence relationship, please get yourself out of that the safest way you can. And listen, don't be telling these people that you're going to leave because it is dangerous when you're telling them you're going to leave. You have to plan it. If you need to get a hold of advocates, whatever you got to do to plan that, that's what you got to do. Okay. I have a lot of safety tips on my website, my Facebook page. It's called Domestic Violence and Narcissistic Relationships I Survived. So make sure y'all check that out. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to run this video back again. Okay. And if
The
you,
first time I ended up at Rise,
listen,
I had a situation with my youngest son's father the first time I ever known about Rise. Um, and I was told that I needed counseling. So I came in for counseling at first. And I met with one of the counselors and I went to my counselor. And then years went by and I ended up dating this guy that started abusing me. That day, I was being threatened with a gun to my head, me and my children. And from there, that was the last straw. I called 911 for help. The night
so yeah, that's where we have it at, okay? We're gonna leave it right there. If you're dealing with any type of domestic violence situation, okay, make sure you get yourself out that situation, okay? Do not have yourself, don't have yourself in that situation, okay?
I started
So if you're in that situation, get out of it. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Once again, shout out to my new subscriber. I appreciate you. Really appreciate you. That means a lot. Okay. That means you joining the movement. You understand what's going on and you want to learn whatever it is. I salute you for subscribing to my channel. So please hit the like button. Let me know who you are. I love to know who my subscribers are so I can shout them out and say hello and things like that. Don't be strangers. I don't bite over here at Shireen's World. Okay. Um, so yeah, also, like I said, I got a story to tell, and I've been have a story to tell, and I'm not gonna stop telling my story. I just ain't know when I was gonna tell my story and how the story was gonna go. But listen, my cycle ended, and I broke that cycle, alrighty, with a narcissist. You understand me? 2026. We're gonna leave it like that. Even though my situation went down August 3rd at night of 2025, I still had to deal with that situation all the way up until 2026, until now. So let me tell you something, all right? Also, even though I went through my situation with my narcissistic ex, all right, in 2025 leading into 2026, I also got the healing, I went to counseling, and I did everything I did within that situation. Okay. And while I was going through that situation, and I'm telling my narcissistic ex, like, hey, I'm doing counseling. Oh, well, good for you. Well, you never want to do counseling with me, sweetheart. I don't know what to tell you. You don't, I don't got the time for it, okay? And you should have been one for counseling. So I started healing. I started doing what I wanted to do for myself as far as getting myself done. While my narcissistic ex is accusing me for doing things, he's really out there doing the most, getting the most supply, doing the most supply. Who even knows, okay? Listen, these situations is not healthy, and I'm gonna keep bringing awareness out here, no matter how I come out here and bring it. Like I'm gonna keep telling y'all, I don't read from a textbook. I don't. I'm. This is real, okay? This is real. All right. It's real out here, and I'm not gonna stop. It's real. And my narcissistic ex, he wants me to stop because he want to do the smear campaign. He don't like me coming up here speaking the truth, speaking the real. Oh, that's not how you spread awareness and all this. Listen, you dealing with any smear campaigns, you're gonna deal with that when you're coming out of a toxic situation like that, and you start bringing awareness as a survivor. Because listen, you got to be a victim first, okay? You're gonna go through it. And when you start surviving and thriving and getting through all of that situation, and you start learning and wanting to know and wanting to come out and help other people get through it and doing it the right way, don't worry about what these other people saying and don't worry about what these narcissistic people trying to do, okay? If you got order protections, use them, all right? I'm not gonna express that enough, all right? Like I said, I've been through it, so I totally understand whether you're a man or a female, and I'm not gonna express it enough. The same place that you see up there is the same place. Listen, there's men, there's women, there's everything. They're in there, all right? So this has no gender, no role when it comes to domestic violence and narcissistic abuse. It's out there. This is my video, okay? That is a video right there. I'm showing y'all. I went through DV in 2019. All right. And honestly, my DV situation was before 2019 because, like I said, I was with that person for a little minute. All righty. We had some years on top of that. And I went through that situation. So to see me come up here a year later and do a video like this, that is some hard, that, man. Shout out to my advocates. Okay. Shout out to my advocates. Because I know eventually they're gonna watch these videos I got up here. Shout out to my advocates at the end of the day. And shout out to the RISE. Shout out to the crimes victim unit. Shout out to the DA. Shout out to all the people that helped me. Shout out to the what was it? The Johnson City Police, the sheriff department, the state troopers. Shout out to all those people that helped me when I went through my situations, all situations. You understand? And shout out to myself. Okay. Let me tell you why. Because major shout out to myself because I stood up for myself. I spoke up for myself and I never stayed quiet. I didn't switch up, nothing. I never stayed silent. All right. Even through trial, even with my youngest son father, I didn't deal with like abuse or anything like that. But domestic violence is domestic violence, whether you're putting your hands on a person or not. You do not have to put your hands on somebody for it to be domestic violence. Okay. It could be physically, mentally, emotionally. It's all types of ways, okay? And like I was saying before, my youngest son father, I went to the Rise just for counseling, just to get some counseling because we went through a little situation. You understand me? So the experience domestic violence and all that little wickety wickety stuff, I'm so happy I broke that cycle and I'm out of that situation. I'm able to look and come up here and spread awareness. Yes, I went through all that crying stages, especially with that narcissistic abuse as well. I went through those crying stages where you're going to work and all you're thinking about is that situation and you're crying. I went through all of that. I went through all of that. You understand me? And I built myself back up. I I got the mental help that I needed, and I built myself back up. And I came out here like a goddamn Capricorn as I should. You understand me? Because ain't nobody gonna stop me from bringing awareness, and ain't nobody gonna stop me from spreading my story. You understand me? Especially not a narcissist, and especially not no DV battler. You understand? Nobody is gonna stop me from spreading awareness and helping another woman, another man, whoever, not go through this situation. And like I said, if you just want to learn, get all the information that you can so you don't have to experience any of this. So when you start seeing them red flags, you'll be like, hold on, I think I'm dealing with a narcissist. Yeah, yeah. Mental note. Because like I said, they don't go get help. All right. So they're out there. The demon babies, They're out there. All right. They're doing what they do. They're out there, and that's just what they're doing. Okay. So listen, we're gonna have fun at Sharon's World. All right. I'm not gonna keep y'all here too long because I know it's late and everybody probably out partying. So y'all probably gonna see this video in the morning. Some of you guys. If you know anybody that's experiencing domestic violence or narcissistic abuse, share my video with them. Share it with them so they could get some information, so they could get some whatever they need. If you know anybody that got out that situation and they're still healing and want to know and just want to hear from somebody that's been through it, share my videos with them. Okay. If you know somebody that's like just, or you that just want to get the information, watch more videos and also follow my page because I share a lot. Go to my community wall. There's a lot of stuff up there as well. And you men, I do share information on my Facebook page as well about family court and things like that, how to like get documents and stuff like that. Okay. If you need any information, like I said, as a peer mentor survivor, okay, that's what I'm here for. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a lawyer. Okay. I'm not a judge. Right? I am a peer mentor survivor. All right. So I can help you out in certain things. I can go to court with you. I can help you find documents. I can help you try to understand in the best way that I can help you understand with my experience. You understand me? But when it comes to certain legal things, I have to direct you to your lawyer, but I can break it down to you. You understand? So listen, if you're going through this, man or woman, I'm talking to you out there, all you out there. If you experiencing this, lived it, went through it, trying to still heal, whatever it is, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get easy, it's gonna get good. Right? But always remember, when you're coming out the situation, it does get tough. Like I tell you before, I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. It gets tough when you're trying to leave a domestic or narcissistic abuse relationship. But once you start navigating through all of that, you see that light. All right, it's squiggly line. It ain't straight, squiggly. You gonna see the light at the end, and there's gonna be doors just opening all up for you, with just everything that you're looking for. And that narcissist and that abuser, whoever it is, ain't gonna be there. All right. And remember, when you're coming out these situations, ladies and gentlemen, please heal first before you move into anything next. Yeah, you can have friends, but please heal. Okay. That is the main goal when you're coming out these cycles, these demon cycles. You must heal. A lot of people think they don't need therapy or counseling. And like I said in my last video, go check it out. Please heal. Please get your mental check. Alrighty. So once again, make sure y'all subscribe to my page. If you support the movement, subscribe to my page. If you don't support this movement, then this is not for you. Then if you support domestic violence or narcissistic abuse, then you got to go somewhere else. Because over here, we don't deal with people that like to put their hands on people and do abusive things. Okay, so if you're not for the movement, basically, don't come over here with all that vibe and being a fake person or whatever the case may be. Okay, it's real out here in these streets, and we're trying to help other people get the information that they need. All right, so I appreciate everybody for joining, supporting, and subscribing. And I'm out of here, all right? Y'all have a blessed one. Enjoy your Saturday night. I'm getting tired. I'm normally not up too late like this, but listen, I had to come out with this video right here, right? And I feel like I wasn't going live a little bit too much because, like I said, I've been having like some allergies and just a whole bunch going on. My allergies, the doctors giving wrong the medicine not working, and migraines and stuff like that. So I've been getting to me, making sure that my mental and my everything is right. Because, like I said, even though I healed and I'm out of that situation, I still have to make sure that everything is right. Like I said, I got to deal with more extra stuff after that. Okay. So, like I'm explaining to you, ladies and gentlemen, speaking from experience, you guys deserve way better than that if you're going through that. All right. And I understand some of y'all may be married to these people or not, but listen, you deserve better than that. Nobody deserves to be treated like trash. And I'm gonna keep saying this again. Yeah, know I'm about to hit of that, right? No, I'm about to hit of that. You know exactly where I'm about to hit of that. All right. Let me tell you this. Don't be out here registering nobody card. Okay. Don't be out here putting insurance on nobody cars. Okay. Especially these narcissistic people, man or female. This information goes from man to female. This like I tell you, this ain't just aimed at no one gender role situation. When I'm talking about man and female. You gonna understand when I'm speaking from experience, or if I'm speaking direct to a man or a woman, you gonna know. Listen, do not register for car insurance, phones, money, anything for these narcissistic people. I'm not gonna express it to you guys enough. They don't care. You will suffer the consequences that comes behind that. They will crash them cars on you. I don't care if they pulled the car out through the bank in their name and you're just registering and insuring it. I don't care if everything is fully under your name. It does not matter. Everybody's gonna have to be held responsible onto something. And let me tell you something right now. If that person gets into any trouble in that car, they're doing street pharmacist work, if you know what that means in that car, anything under your name, you are held reliable and responsible. I don't care what that narcissist is telling you. So let me tell you something. The same way I saved another person from that situation, I will do it again and again and again if that's what I have to do, because these narcissistic people are out here not giving two F's about nobody else but themselves. And these people are out here giving a hard, good earned money and credit and everything to these people thinking like, oh, these are gonna be their significant others and woo woo, and then turn around and be treated like trash while you driving around in cars under their names or registered. Listen, go get your own. Speaking to these narcissists, I'm speaking to the narcissistic people right now, man and female. Go get your own shit. All right, go get your own stuff. All right. Stop asking people to register your cars and put car insurance on it for you. Go get a job, and if you got a job, whoop de doo, good for you. Stop asking people. Do it yourself. It's nothing hard. Pay the price like everybody else did. Because what do you get out of it? You're treating a person like trash while you're riding around while they're doing you a favor. Come on now. What do y'all get out of that? All right. Another thing, okay? Don't be buying these narcissistic people no clothing. Don't be taking them out place. Don't do none of that. They're no good. You understand me? Especially when they're treating you like trash. And sit back and look at it. Are you going through the same thing over and over? Is this narcissistic person, man or female, telling you the same thing over and over and over like that? It doesn't matter. They don't have to be cheating. They could be doing some wild style stuff. Whatever it is, not treating you right. Who knows? Okay. And then you confront them, and then it's like they start love bombing you. It's the same thing over and over. If this is something that you're going through or whatever, you don't deserve that. Okay. So either you gotta plan your safety way out. That's what you gotta do. And do not tell these people when you're leaving, because that's when things get dangerous. We're trying to save lives out here, okay? I'm trying to save a life out here. When you leave in these situations, don't tell them you're leaving. You do everything on the low, okay? I want everybody to live out here. It's getting real out here with domestic violence. Like I said, I'm gonna keep telling my story, bits by pieces, how I want to tell my story. Okay, so like I said, I dealt with domestic violence and a narcissistic relationship abuse, 2019, 2025, and it is what it is. All right. So, don't listen. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm getting tired. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. All right. Welcome to Shireen's World. I appreciate every last one of you that subscribe to my channel. I appreciate every last one of you Bushes watchers. Okay. And listen, I know I probably sound like I talk with an accent. Yes, I sound like I have an accent and stuff like that, but I appreciate you guys, okay? So I'm gonna head up out of here. And Facebook, listen, what are y'all waiting for? Cause y'all sit up here, y'all watch everything, but y'all don't come subscribe to my channel. So why do y'all sit over here and watch? Okay? There's only a couple of people I could shout out on my Facebook page right now that I could say that watches, likes, and everything like that. So shout out to all the ones that definitely be liking. One of my cousins, I got a few other people that subscribe. Listen, shout out to all, the ones that did. Let me tell you something. I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm a Capricorn and I do what I gotta do. All right. When you start speaking up for yourself, that's when everybody start going their way. All right. I've been through the toughest of the toughest. Okay. And my main goal is to spread awareness to help someone else out. All right. Healthy relationships, guys. Break the cycle moving forward. Okay. And don't be out here registering cars and doing none of that wild style stuff. All right. And if you're coming in from the bars and stuff like that, just make sure you're not laying next to a narcissist. That's probably going to ask you for something eventually. Y'all have a blessed one. All right. Good night.
House too quiet, heart too loud. Thought I died it. Look at me now, yeah. Keys in the door, I froze in the kitchen. Breath so thin, could've sworn I was missing. Purple on my skin, but my soul stay vivid.